So here we go again. New reports have come out showing U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth shared sensitive military details in a second Signal group chat. These messages, which were also sent on March 15th, which is the same day as the first Signal group chat, included flight schedules for FA-18 Hornet jets targeting Houthi rebels in Yemen. Now, the chat included Hegseth's wife, Jennifer Roche, a former Fox News producer with no Pentagon role or security clearance. It also included his brother Phil Hegseth and his personal attorney Tim Parlatore, both holding Pentagon positions. Now, Roche's inclusion, given her lack of clearance, sparked intense scrutiny, while questions arose about the necessity of sharing operational plans with Phil Hegseth and Parlatore under the rules of need to know. Now, the Pentagon's acting Inspector General Stephen Stebbins initiated a probe on April 3rd following requests from Senators Roger Wicker and Jack Reed. The investigation focuses on whether Hegseth and other officials violated Department of Defense policies by using Signal, which is a commercial messaging app, only they were using it for official communications. It also examines compliance with classification protocols and federal records retention laws, particularly since the chat uses an auto-delete function, potentially erasing critical records. Meanwhile, 3 senior Hegseth aides, Darren Selnick, Dan Caldwell, and Colin Carroll, were suspended and subsequently fired amid the investigation. Reports also indicate that Hegseth's own chief of staff, Joe Casper, plans to resign, signaling there's a growing turmoil within the defense secretary's inner circle. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said these departures are a targeted attack against Hegseth and the whole Pentagon is against him. Richard Westmoreland, a retired Marine lieutenant colonel who flew similar missions over Iraq and the former Yugoslavia, said what Hegseth did was appalling. Guy Ravey, who served in the Marines from 1997 to 2017, including 3 tours flying combat missions in Iraq, said this was a tremendous breach and I've never seen one worse at such a high level. President Trump dismissed the whole controversy as a witch hunt, reaffirming support for Hegseth. Now, the use of Signal for sensitive military discussions raises serious security risks, especially after a Pentagon advisory highlighted vulnerabilities to hacking groups, including Russian operatives. The auto-delete feature further complicates accountability, violating federal records laws, prompting a lawsuit by the organization American Oversight to preserve the messages. Hegseth's inclusion of non-cleared individuals, particularly his wife, reflects recklessness. Hegseth has denied sharing classified information, characterizing the chats as routine updates. Facing these latest allegations, he predictably deflected by attacking Democrats on unrelated issues like immigration and diversity policies. So let's be clear. Had any soldier done this, they would be gone. They would be fired and they might even be charged with a crime. Period. End of story. Hegseth did this not once, but now twice, it seems. There is a definitive accountability gap in the Trump administration as high-ranking officials evade consequences for security lapses. While this Pentagon probe continues, it's clear that Trump's backing is going to shield Hegseth, though public and political pressure continues to grow on the administration over such silly lapses in judgment.